Hi, big feelings time. Welcome back. So, I am sitting in a parking lot, dressed ridiculously, as you can see. The dressed part is not why I have big feelings, but I wanted to share with you today some big feelings that I'm having and how that translates, how our big feelings can translate into other areas of our life. And I think that this is really important for understanding what big feelings are, maybe why they exist, and part of this whole dynamic of why they're so darn uncomfortable, why they're often pushed off to the side or swept under the rug or thrown in the closet or pick your analogy, right? And I think that that's because our big feelings aren't only about the thing that they're about at the moment. What do I mean by that? I am sitting in a parking lot by myself looking at a ton of other athletes getting ready for a half marathon. I have never run a half marathon in my life. 6 months ago, I had never run more than 3 miles of 5K in my life. Growing up, I was not a runner. In fact, growing up, I was severely obese. And I've tried running a couple of different times in my life and enjoyed it a little bit or thought I enjoyed it, but it never really stuck. Something always happened. Life got in the way so I'd never run more than a 5K. And even then, like my very first 5K that I ever ran in my entire life, and by 5K, I mean the distance, not like signed up for a race, was last summer, a year ago. And I have learned through listening to a lot of really wise people, do a lot of guided runs with this amazing coach. His name is Coach Bennett. If you've ever heard of him, you know. If you haven't heard of him, go look him up. He's a positive, encouraging, but not like sappy, I don't have grit for you kind of guy. Like he's got meat there. And one of the things that I've taken away from these guided runs that I've been able to translate in my life is a phrase that he uses where he says, "This is about running. This is not about running." And as I've been studying human anthropology, spirituality, psychology with Catholic Psych and Dr. Greg, and just going through that program, I've realized how aptly that catchphrase translates into every area of our life. And so what I find is that when I have big feelings come up, whether it be, the kids interrupt me when I'm talking and I like get this like tense, like what's going on? Or I'm just overstimulated and I just, every noise, every person talking is just grating on me, or I'm really, really excited and I just want to do this thing or like, darn it, I just want to go to Wawa and get a hoagie really, really bad. Like, this is about the moment, the frustration, the anger, the desire, the joy. And this is not about fill in the blank, that exact same thing, right? So for me right now, um, some of the anxiety, some of the nerves that I'm feeling, I haven't even gotten out and gotten my bib yet. I had this thought and was like, I need to share this. I have learned that I can take a moment of mindfulness and not only accept that those feelings are there and it's okay that they're there and they don't need to dominate what's going on for me, but also I can step back and be curious about them because I know they're not going to hurt me, and then translate them to Oh, there's some bigger stuff going on here. And so for me, as I was driving here, watching this gorgeous sunrise that was happening this morning, it's behind me now, but it's pretty faded out now. The sun is up a little higher. I I realized that if I let my feelings drive this train, conduct this train, drive this bus, whatever word picture you want to use, paddle this boat, uh, if I let my feelings do that, I can't win today. I can't succeed because I want to do well in this race. It's a race, right? Um, but I have never run this long before in my life, and I'm 41 years old. This is the toughest category in running, competitively speaking. Like the 40 to 49-year-old men is like, yeah, like I I am not going to win first place, and so I need to be okay with that. And so, okay, what are my goals? Well, my goal is to finish. I've never run this far in my life. That's an admirable goal. I've got some time goals set. Like, I would love to finish in less than a 15-minute mile. That would be like, I could probably walk a bit and that would be acceptable. Like, what's my stretch goal, my reach goal? Well, shoot, I would love to finish in a 12-minute mile. What's my real stretch goal? Like, to be in that 11 minute mile range for this race. And so I set some realistic goals for myself, and that's awesome. But if I listen to my feelings, my competitiveness, I'm looking around at all these other men my age, and I'm like, if I don't beat them, I'm a failure. That's a feeling that I have right now. Okay, well, let's step back. What's going on? Like, yeah, I learned at some point along the way that if I'm not at the top, that I'm not worthy of love and belonging. That I'm not worthy of the goodness that God has for me. And I can see that, and I can accept that that's something that I've learned and that I need to unlearn. I don't just shove it down. I don't just push it away. I need to say, wow, that's a part of me. And that's going to show up in moments like this. And that part of me was probably protecting me from something, was probably trying to help me at some point along the way, and just got stuck, just got twisted around. And so that's one of the things that I'm working with today. The other part of the thing is I've got a bad knee and I've been nursing it. I did the Rocky Run, which is like a broken up half marathon. It's a 5K and then a 10 mile, which equals a half marathon, but it's two separate races. So there's a break in between. So I did that a couple of weeks ago and didn't take care of my knee. And so I've been rehabbing it, and like, I'm really worried about my knee. And so I know that I need to go into this race, understanding that I might need to walk to take care of my knee. Because if I don't take care of my knee, if I don't take care of my body, if I don't dial it back to take care of what is moving me forward, I'm not going to finish and I'm not going to reach that goal. But that perfectionist, driving, self-critic, internal part of me that wants me to get that best time and really set that record and set a high bar and make somebody proud. If I listen to that part, I'm going to overdo it and I'm going to really blow out my knee and I will be laid up for weeks, maybe months. I don't know. And so I'm worried that I'm simultaneously worried that my knee is going to hold me back and that I'm going to injure it beyond repair, because I've really come to love running. I love having that time, having that space, running with people, getting to know people, just like deep diving relationships because you've just got time to talk and spend with each other. And so I need to take all of these big feelings, take a step back and accept that these feelings are about running, and they're 100% definitely not about running. So I want to give a big thank you to Coach Bennett for giving me this catchphrase in my head that I can use. I want to give a super big thank you to Dr. Greg Bottaro, who has been teaching me so much. Dr. Brian Violet in the psychology, and to Dr. Gerard McNicholas, who's my supervisor in the CPMAP program, and to my local coach, Coach Jesse. You know who you are, and I couldn't have done any of this without you. And I'm not talking about the running, even though I'm talking about the running. So I'm going to get back on here. I'll update you guys when I'm done. I'm sure there will be big feelings to share, but I'm going to go walk out some of these feelings right now, and we'll talk to you later. Hey guys, we're back, and as expected, all sorts of big feelings happened on the course, happened during the run, happened after the run, and yeah, I just wanted to update you all that I finished, I did it, and I'm really excited. I'm really proud. I had a great cheering squad. My kids showed up with my wife, and they like met me along the course and were giving me high fives and cheering me on, and I just, even if I had been walking, even if I had not run the whole race, if I had blown out my knee, like, it would have been okay. And that's what I'm learning through all of this, that regardless of what happens, I have a Father who loves me in God, and I have a family that loves me and that I belong to and that I love. And this is something I try to tell my kids, that I try to instill in my kids, like, nothing you do is going to make me not love you. Like, nothing you do is going to make you not belong here in this family. And that's something that I really try to drive home for them, and I think that I try to do that because that's something that I so desperately want and need and don't feel all the time. And so, knee update, I protected my knee. I had to dial it back at one point, and it was hard to not run parts of the run that I knew I could run faster if I wasn't doing a half marathon. If it was just a shorter run, but I took those big feelings of like, I just want to go, and said, what is the goal? What is the greater good? Yes, it is good to go fast. It is good to run how you know how to run, Jake. And you've already been running 12 miles and your knee's about to blow out if you go down this hill at full speed. So dial it back and it's going to be okay. And so, yeah, lots of big feelings about being able to finish this. And this really translates to a lot of life because whatever we do, whether it's running, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's a hobby, woodworking, or go-kart racing, or playing Halo, I don't care what it is. It's about that in the moment, absolutely, but it's also about so much more than that. And that's what these big feelings can help us on in this journey. And so, time out for big feelings. I hope that you continue to go on this journey with me, because these big feelings have so much to teach us about